up, world? R.I.C.H coming right back at you. Today I want to talk about something I don't usually cover, but it's too big to ignore and too serious to scroll past. I'm talking about the United States taking a foreign president into custody and then saying out loud, we gonna run the country. This is one of those moments where history is happening in real time. And if you don't slow down and look at it, you will miss how big this move actually is. Let me start right here. When most of us grew up, we were taught that war started with speeches, Congress votes, and a flag on TV. What we just saw with President Trump was something different.
Breaking news this morning. The United States strikes Venezuela. President Trump orders military strikes on the capital and says Venezuela's president and his wife are now in U.S. custody. The U.S. conducted airstrikes in Venezuela overnight, targeting military bases and at least one port.
And in a post on Truth Social, President Trump says Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife have been captured and flown out of the country. The president adding that the operation was carried out with the help of U.S. law enforcement.
U.S. officials tell CBS News that Maduro was captured by the U.S. military's elite Delta Force. President Trump on social media early this morning confirmed what he called a large-scale and successful strike.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money.
This was a president watching a foreign operation from his private golf resort, like it was a pay-per-view event. His words, not mine. He said he watched it like a television show. And that one sentence tells you everything about the tone of this moment. Now, before anybody gets lost in the politics, this ain't about red or blue. This is about power. Because when the president says we took a leader and we gonna run his country and we're not afraid to put boots on the ground, that's a line-crossing statement. And if you old enough to remember, this should feel uncomfortably familiar. Back in 2003, when the United States invaded Iraq, George Bush sat at Camp David and told America that everything was going all right. Pockets of resistance, he called it. We all know how that story turned out. Years turned into decades. Mission accomplished turned into never-ending consequences. So when I hear that same language coming back around with better mics, I pay attention. Now let's talk about why Venezuela. The president who was taken into custody is Nicolas Maduro. The U.S. government has accused him for years of being involved in major criminal enterprises, including international drug operations and massive corruption inside his government. The charges are real, the indictments are real. That part ain't made up, but here's where it gets complicated. Same administration saying this is about justice also said Venezuela stole our oil. And if you know your history, you know that statement is at best convenient. American companies used to have access they don't have anymore. Calling that theft is a very interesting way to frame an entire military operation. And that's why people around the world are not just shocked that this happened. They confused by how casually it was announced. No clear plan, no clear end date, no clear answer on who run the country. Just a shrug and a statement like, the people behind me will handle it. Now here's the part that should really make you sit up. The administration is saying this doesn't count as war because they don't recognize Maduro as a legitimate leader. That legal argument matters because if this is war, Congress was supposed to be involved. If it's not war, then we just set a precedent that a president can remove a foreign leader and then claim technicalities later. And once that door opens, it never closes cleanly. This ain't about Venezuela. This is about what comes next. Because in the same breath, the president started talking about Mexico and other countries like they were next on the playlist.
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's She's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something because we lost.
That should worry anybody who voted for no more foreign entanglements. Even people inside his own base are saying, this ain't what we signed up for.